Welcome back. Listen, we got more information on that Georgia kid. Let's get into it.
Stick around,
or else mistakes get made.
Yo, I I was hearing about it this morning, right?
I heard about it yesterday.
And I was like, whoa. Because my son had just mentioned something to me about elementary school that he saw on YouTube. And I was like, what a coincidence. And that this just happened. I was like, what the heck? Then it occurs again. Then on my timeline, I see this video talking about they charging the father. And I was like, what? What?
Like, we got to get down to the nitty gritty. Because I kind of want to know what's going on.
I want to know what's going on. So, if it's your first time here, hit that sub button. Make sure you hit that like button. And don't forget to hit that share button.
And if you got the cheese.
I paused for a moment. Let's get it. If you haven't had a chance and you don't know about it yet, go to the description, find my second home, and tap in with me. I'm going to see you there.
It's about time.
Breaking news, the father of the 14-year-old accused in the deadly Georgia school shooting is now charged. Good evening, I'm Christine Johnson.
I'm Maurice Dubois. The boy's father was a...
So he was charged, but why? Was it his gun?
I don't know. I mean, maybe because the child had it, it could have came out of their house, or was the dad teaching the child how to use it? Like, it could be so many. Somebody could have seen the dad buy it for the kid and said, I'm getting this for my 14-year-old.
I guess we're about to find out.
Arrested today, the latest example of prosecutors holding parents responsible for their children's actions in school shootings.
2 teachers and 2 students died in the attack Wednesday at Appalachian High School in Winder, Georgia.
Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Listen here. 2 young ones should never, none of them should never, but the babies. Listen here. I was just talking to my kids. About me being responsible for them if they do something dumb. If they do something dumb, like.
We always had them talks, so. We had them talks. Look, we talked to our kids like, look, if we were your age, you better not do
this. And this is a father
thing.
being charged.
Yeah.
This is wild.
That's why talks are very important. Some people avoid it.
Georgia. Lori Bordenero is here now with some new information in the case. Lori?
And Christine and Maurice, Colin Gray is charged with 2 counts of second-degree murder, 4 counts of involuntary manslaughter, and 8 counts of cruelty to children. Investigators are not saying much, only that the teen's dad knew his son had a gun.
Ooh.
Investigators say 54-year-old Colin Gray knew his son possessed the gun used in Wednesday's deadly school shooting in Winder, Georgia, outside Atlanta.
He knowingly allowed him to possess the weapon.
He's now charged with second-degree murder and involuntary manslaughter. His 14-year-old son, Colt Gray, is charged with 4 counts of felony murder after police say he opened fire at Appalachian High School. 2 teachers and 2 students died, 9 others.
And that's wild because that's no different than a place like Arkansas, which is a hunting state, right?
Yeah.
It's very normal for everyone to have a gun here. It's not abnormal for a 14-year-old to have a rifle. Like, it's not abnormal.
If you live in the city, it might be.
In the country, it's not, though.
No, in the country, it's not. But they weren't in the country. They look like they were
in Florida, where there's gators and snakes and all kinds of big critters. I can only imagine.
You mean Georgia? They in Georgia.
Oh, they're in Georgia. They weren't even in Florida. Yeah, I don't know about that one, man.
They're in Georgia.
Lord.
Injured.
This is a time for all of us as a community and a state to come together and remain vigilant. Students must be supported and encouraged.
The teen first questioned by a local sheriff in 2023 after the FBI received anonymous tips about an online school shooting threat on an app called Discord. In an incident report,
so they kind of already knew about
wrote, the teen assured me he had never made any threats to shoot up the school, and his father stated his son had firearms, but were hunting rifles only used when supervised. The case was closed.
I think he did all he could do with what he had at that time.
The community shattered, paying tribute to the 4 victims, Christian Angulo and Mason Skirmerhorn, both 14 years old and freshmen at the school. This student, a classmate of Christian's.
He was a very sweet kid. He did not deserve this. Neither did the coach or everyone else. And yeah, it's very unfortunate.
39-year-old Richard Aspinwall was a defensive coordinator for the school football team, and 53-year-old algebra teacher Christina Irami, who witnesses say jumped in front of a student to protect them from the shooter.
I would not be surprised that she would do such thing because she was dedicated to her students, to the children.
All 9 people injured in the shooting are expected to make a full recovery. 7 have already been released from the hospital. Maurice and Christine.
Wow.
Lori, thank you. This is the second time parents have been held accountable in a school shooting. Back in April, Jennifer and James Crumbly became the first to be convicted in a school shooting. A judge sentenced them to at least 10 years in prison for failing to...
We did it!
Yeah.
I'm not necessarily upset because he bought his son the gun. Like, why does... And then a rifle on top of it.
Yeah, it kind of make you wonder, like, why wasn't it locked up? If you just told them in 2023 that it's under supervision only, I would think you would have it in a locked safe where he don't know the code.
That wasn't apparently the case. That was
No, it
not.
wasn't. And that's the dumb thing, because it's kind of like, why would you allow such a thing to happen?
Yeah, that's
You
bad.
could've
That's terrible.
prevented it.
That's real.
You
I'm
know?
just thinking about all the other situations where it could have been locked up in a safe.
Well,
How
don't
could
they have
the
locks
dad
for the-
not been
for the
charged? And the only
triggers?
way the dad could not have been charged is if the dad would have had it in the safe, it was taken out the safe, and the dad reported it stolen before he
Right.
noticed it was gone. I mean, before the incident even happened, reported stolen.
Yeah.
That's the only way to help kind of cover his ass. And even at that point, still, if the son says, my dad bought it for me, he's still fucked. Shit.
Yeah. See, and that's one of the things as a parent, you always gotta take that step to teach, gun safety.
Because lives are
And that
taken.
you do-
Someone
Yeah.
has to be responsible.
Yeah.
And they want more than the
boy.
son.
So he's looking at, I think, about 17 years to daddy. So I would think the son is doing life. Because I want to say they're charging him as an adult.
Man,
I could be wrong, but look it
Damn.
up. But I want to say they're charging him as an adult.
that sucks.
And you can't feel bad for him
No,
because
you
he
can't.
got to suffer that consequences.
Yeah,
Because
he
you know what
shouldn't
you're
do what he
doing.
did.
You 14.
I wonder what his story is going to be. Why he did it. What's
I was
his
being
excuse
bullied.
other than being bullied?
Because the young black boy was autistic, if I'm
Because
not
at the
mistaken.
same time, it's like, a life? You're going to take lives?
Yeah.
Like, that's wild. That's extreme.
Well,
Like-
somebody said that he was in a classroom full of kids, and then he left out the classroom, and the door locked behind him, and he couldn't get back in. Otherwise, they would have been the first classroom that he took out.
Mm.
And that was one of the young girls that did an interview. So, ooh.
That's all. That's awful. Rest in peace to the families involved.
I mean, to the children and the
prayers to
teachers.
children, teachers. Just prayers go out to all the families. That's awful. It's an
Yeah.
awful situation. It's very awful. I wouldn't wish it on nobody. And it's like,
No, I pray God get justice.
yeah, I hope they give him the chair. Give it to him one
Woo!
time.
It's gonna be spicy out there.
But you know how they do these school shooters. Could be some bullshit. So hopefully that's not the case, and hopefully these family members get
Get the
justice,
justice,
for
yeah.
the people that passed and the people that are injured. I don't know how to close on that one. So
Look, hey, if y'all got some more chisme about this that we don't know,
It made me
let us know
sad.
in the comments. But prayers go out to everyone
because it didn't end well for
involved.
no on both parties. Both parties it
No.
was shitty. Like the
That's
parents are now involved, and the parents are now being arrested for this dumb fuck's decisions.
Yeah.
Awful.
Mm.
All right, y'all. Till next time.